Welcome back, everyone. Today we're in the Giants Editor, and I'm Joel. This is the Giants Editor for 10.0.7 version of Giants Editor. They've updated recently, so get that new copy if you want that one. And so now we're going to be working on the grain elevator triggers, but I'm also going to show bringing the build in. So this building, you can do it a couple different ways. You can do it just the building itself here, grain elevator place, if you want all this stuff that comes with it like that. And if you're not doing any kind of custom stuff. If you want the lights to be where the lights are, everything to be where they are, okay? If you want the little decals, everything to land the same way the other one was, because it kind of all had a little setup. And I personally I don't need it to be custom. Like, this is a building I'm going to be using. I don't I'm not particularly right now trying to fool with anything like that because I don't need it to be. I'm happy with the way it looks. It's fine. Just just mold your ground once you get it in here to fit it, and then you'll be good to go. The way that you would do that is just create a transform group. Click create and click transform group, and then wherever you need it to be, say right there, hit Control B, left mouse click. If you know that's going to be right there at the bottom of that ramp or right here where this door is, say you want it right here, Control B, you want all this ground near here to be that level, then you put that marker there. Even if it was something you needed to go, a little higher, say this was floating, say we needed to come to this edge of this, say this was a board that all this needs to be underneath the ground, then you would point right there, hit Control B and click, and that will make your ground go to there once you put those coordinates in. The coordinates or the numbers are over here, they'll be the middle one. Right click, hit copy, and then you take and come on down to this area and roll down and click on the replace option and hit right click and then click paste. Puts that number there, so if I was to turn this sculpt mode on, which I'm not going to do, and then you would see the circle to paint with. It ain't for painting but sculpting. Then you would left click after you put this guy here on the left mouse button on replace, or whichever one you chose, use that button, and it would replace the ground up to that point. So you could run that around and say it's over here and you need it to match this little spot. Just slip under the map if it's below the map even. So if that's floating down lower, just float under there. Hit Control B, left mouse click, put it wherever that needs to be the level, and then you'll get your coordinates. So if that needed to come up a little, put it up a little. Then go back to the middle one, translate Y, right click, hit copy, put it in the replace button or box, right click, paste, and then the ground would come to that dot and that level. And so you do that all over the place where there's different level changes, and you mold your ground to fit the building. See, these have a little different shape here, and this is just a little spillover because of this side over here needs to have it where it touches. And you can see I got to do some work because these things are floating right there a little bit. Well, that technically that one's laying on something. So those are pretty much good, but you see you got to do a lot of little maneuvering if you want to leave it the way it was. Now, we're going to go ahead and get the building in there. I can delete that transform group because I don't need it. All right, you can delete it after you use it for a measuring tool. Now, once you've built this up, now obviously I still ain't finished molding, so ignore all that. The roads are not going to be there. That's just there because I was measuring some things, so ignore that. I'm going to be showing a video on the train. The train works and everything. I still have to set my, not those, but these. I have to set these where I want them. They're not exactly where I want them, but they're close. We got to still set them up. I mean, they work, but I got to put them exactly where they need to be and finish the road, like the road stuff and all that. But we're going to be bringing this building in, so let's focus on the building. Um, the the train, you need to keep in mind where this building's going to go if you're going to use it with the train because it's got a pipe, and this pipe is going to empty down here into the train, and you need it to match. So when you build your train track, you need for this building area, you need to have this shape, this curve piece. Now, this one's different than the end game because I didn't curve it exactly the same way, but I did basically curve it the same way. Uh, if you want it more closer to the in-game one, just use that track piece that they have in-game and put it there. Let me go show you real quick. Let's go to map. Let's click this to make it bigger. Let's go to locations, open that, then buildings, open that, then go down to selling station area, then go to the grain elevator place, hit F as in Frank, and you can see it's the whole section there. It's got that fence and all the stuff. And if you want all that, you could just do it, click on it right there, and then click File, Export Selection with Files, go through the whole process to your map, and do it that way. Or, like I decided to do, because I was going to be using all the buildings to make a decision on my map, because I didn't know where I wanted the buildings, I went ahead and did each one separately. So, and not separately, but together, and brought them all in, and then I just moved them accordingly. So if you want, you can just click that. You don't even have to open that, and just click on Selling Stations area, come up here, File, then come down to Export Selection with Files. You're going to go ahead to Documents, or wherever your map is. Mine's in Documents, My Games, Farmington 25, to go to Mods, give it a second, it didn't click it. Go to the map that you're working on, Maps US. In my case, you go through whatever path you got to get to, make a new folder, okay? I'm not going to make one, I'll just pretend there's one there, and there is one there though, so just make a folder called that, if that's the one you're working on, and then open it. There won't be nothing in there yet, but it's fixing to be, because you're fixing to do it. Come down here and type all that out, selling station underscore area. Type it out how it looks, I would say, just for, for keeping everything in order, whatever. Type it out, hit save, hit yes and yes when it asks you those two prompts. And then it's going to put it in your map area in your folder. So then you're ready to grab it when you need it in your map. And that brings that whole group, I'm canceling that. That brings all these buildings in there that we're going to be grabbing. So all these that's in that, whatever you inside here, whatever's in here, that it brings all that, not down here, just that one little group up to the industrial thing. So it brings this, all these. Then you can do the same with the production one, and the same with that, and the same with this, if you're just trying to figure out where you want them. Now most of them are going to be brought in with the Placeables Toolkit if you want to do it that way. There's a bunch of ways you can do it, so I'm just giving you some options here, okay? Not trying to confuse you. If you want to just do it the way I do it, then do it that way. Or if you want to do it a whole other way, do it that way. I don't care. I'm just trying to explain. Now, since that's already been put in there, we're just going to go on back. But if in the meantime, if you haven't put your track down yet, I've already showed how to do and lay the track, but you need to go on and bring it all in. So bring that whole track in your map, okay? You can change the shape of it, okay? But this piece needs to go here so that those pipes match this. You need to line that up where that matches this, because it's got to be able to hit that train when it comes under there, because that's a trigger. Same for over here. This one's obsoleted. It's nothing. There's nothing, and these are fine because they're already there. So that one's the only one you got to focus on. At least the train track running where the train can get that. Okay, and then this is the little collar thing. So make sure that train track comes in a way that you can put that there and situate it. Okay, and it don't have to be in the same exact spot. This building could be over there, wherever on the map, and you can still have the curve there. Okay, you can just make your train maybe curve someplace else, right? All right, like in my map, mine's a little different than this. See, this one has two that go much further than mine. Mine kind of ties off and stops right there. So you just zip it on over there. You're done with this. We're done with this. I'm gonna close this one. No, I don't want to save it. Don't save your main game. Hopefully it'll hurry up and close. Yeah. Now, you see mine's different. It don't keep going too. It swoops on off because this one's obsoleted. Then it's not nothing. This one's not a trigger. This one is. Okay. So make sure you think of those things when you're building. It's the point. Now, then you're going to go to File. Let's make this bigger. So there you go. File, Import. Then go back to the map. Not that one because that's the one I'm going to be showing you something in. But go back to your main map. My Games, Farm Sim 25, mods, the map name, maps, Maps US. Go to the building that you just brought in, or the selling station area, the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle, meaning all the buildings. Click it, click open, and it'll bring it in. I'm not going to do that because it's already in here. So I'm going to just click on it. So you click open, and I'm going to click on the building thing. Now it's all the buildings brought in all over the map, randomly floating in the air, right? I'm going to be working on them as we go. This one is here, so all you got to do is click on it, create an elevator place, then hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click, put it right here, situate it. If you've already built your track, great. Make sure this is going to fit, make sure the levels are going to make sense, because if you don't have room over here or you can't drop it down and all that, you need to make sure of that before you build the track across there then, right? So think about all those things. This one's obviously floating, so I'd have to build that up just a hair, but the rest of it's pretty much done. And this is here, so now we need the trigger. So we'll be able to use this when the train goes under it, and to use for the trailer to load and unload here. So that's how you get that in there. Then you'd hit save, you got it in here, you're good to go, right? So now we want to get the other piece in there. So now you're just going to ignore that, come over here, go to this, any one of these, it really don't matter. Go to D drive, go to, in this case, you go to wherever your main game map is installed at on your computer. It could be C drive, could be anywhere, I don't know. Could be Program Files 86, then Steam Apps, then Common, and then there's FS19, which I don't have mine on here, 25 on here. I have it on D drive. So you go where yours is. I don't know where it is. Okay, D drive, Steam Library, Steam Apps, double clicking all these, Common double click, Farm Sim 25 double click, Data double click. Then you're going to come in here and you're going to go to Placeables, then you're going to go to Map US, then you're going to go to Selling Points, and then you're going to click on Grain Elevator Triggers. You're going to open it. You're going to click on the i3D Grain Elevator Triggers. You're going to drag it over and drop it in this map screen right here and let go. I'm not going to do that because I already did that. But I guess I'm going to do it for y'all for the video. So let's do it again. Alright, so now it's at the bottom down here next to my other one, okay? So you just click on the one you just brought in, and you hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click. It brings it over here. Look, it has these little white things. What are those? Well, those are going to tell you where the little spout of grain that pops out of these things are, that when it goes down, okay? It's a little silo piece or visual or whatever effect. And you're just going to line these up. You just keep moving it around and put them exactly where they look right. And make sure you line up this little thing. It's got to hit that train when it's lined up in the center. It's got to hit that. So you got to get all that lined right up. And you just do that. I'm not going to do it perfectly because I've already done it. So I'm just giving you an example. So you just kind of move it. Get it kind of close. You know, if you need to go up in it, you just do it. Do what you got to do, right? You should be alright. It shouldn't be too terrible. But, it's a lot of finagling. Sometimes you have to move it back, and then you got to still twist it a little. So just do it, and you're gonna get it pretty close. So if you got it right there, wait, right there, that's pretty good. My other one was in the front side, but either one is pretty close. So you know it's not gonna be too terrible if you're not perfect. And this one's pretty close, but actually I had mine closer than that. But just keep twisting it, like I said, scoot it back a little, because that one needs to come back. Then that means this one's gonna have to twist a little, and then you just find your way that way until you get it right. I'm not gonna do it and keep twisting and twisting. Now I'm gonna delete that one because you already see it's been put in here, so you know how to click it there. And then I'm gonna go to this one. Well, I guess I'll leave it on there. Let's open the one we just brought in. Alright. Click on the unloading trailer thing. Well, right here, the loading trigger trailer, and open it. And go to discharge effect. It's going to highlight that. You're going to come over here to the attributes box, and you're going to click on the visibility to turn it off. And then it'll be clear where you won't see that in game. Otherwise, you're going to see this white thing, and it's going to be, yeah. So But make sure that you bring that visual up to where it touches that pipe, or at least even up in it a little, just barely, or you're not going to have the visual effect you want. Alright, so now you're going to click on the other trigger train loading thing right there. Okay, and then you're going to click the visibility of it off. See? So then you're going to save it. Okay, so since we already got one, I'm deleting this one, keeping the one we have, right? So all I've done is the same thing I just showed you now. Other than that, the only thing else I've done is I lifted and lowered this to make this look like it matched where it's not floating in the air. The only issue that may come into play with that is that little white, and I don't even think I can see it in here. But if you bring it in this building, it has a little, there it is. See that little line? That's for AI stuff. So if it's too far down, then you may have to bring it up if your AI stuff's not doing what it needs to do here. Then bring it up where where that line shows just touching this, just touching it perfectly, and then it should be fine. But if if the AI's fine, then you're fine. When you get that far, we're not that far yet. I'll know when I get there. I don't know now. But right now, where it is, it works. So I'm not worried that it's under there a little bit. See, that's underneath there a little bit. So just depending on what you need to do on that, you may have to raise it later. You just have to see. Alright, so now that's done. We still ain't finished. We have two things to do, and then we can go and see. You're going to hit save. So I'm going to go on and hit save again to make sure everything's okay. And then I'm going to show you what you got to do. You got to put the coordinates. We'll be back here in just a second to get the coordinates because the shape is right. And so we need to go to the placeables XML of our map. So you're just going to go back to your folder, wherever your map is, which was documents in my case, my games, Farm Sim 25, mods, wherever your map is. Go back in, all the way. Go to config, go to placeables, right click, edit with Notepad++, open it up. It's going to take a second because it closed. And you see here, I already have it in here, but I'm going to show you how to do it. This is what you need, this line, and then you're going to put your coordinates in. That's why it don't work as a placeable with the toolkit, because you're putting your coordinates here. The toolkit ones do the unique ID thing, and it doesn't go that way. Now, if there's another way for make it go that way, I don't know it, but it didn't go that way, so this is the way I did it. All right, so this is the way, this normal way that we're used to. And so what you need to do now to get this line of information is go to your main game area. So we're just going to go here. We'll go back through Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, double clicking all these 25, Farm Sim 25, data. Then you're going to go to Maps. Then you're going to go to Maps US. Then you're going to go to Config. Then you're going to go to Placeables, click on it, right click, and then left click, edit with Notepad++. You're going to come in this list. You're going to scroll down, down, down until you see about 215 on that side over there, and then you'll see Grain Elevator Triggers, XML. You're going to take and click right here at the end of that, left click, hold it down, keep holding it down, drag up till you get that right there, let go. Right click, copy. It's going to copy that, and then you're going to go to your Placeables XML of your map. So if you've already got it next to it right here, just click it, but I don't, so we're going to go back to my map folder for my game, for my map. And there's my Jules Peaceful Valley map, Maps US config, and it is in the right place, documents, mods, all that stuff. So I'm going to right click, edit with Notepad++, come in here, and what you would do, you would click right here at the end of one of these, you'd hit enter, and then you would right click right there, and then you would click paste. It brings it in, you see it's the same. The only difference is the numbers. We need to go get the numbers now. You can leave this part the same. Why can you leave that the same? Because it's calling it from the main game and you're not changing the triggers. You're just changing the location. So we're changing that, but not that. And then it calls the picture, the map icon picture. So that little picture, if you go to this little spot, data, maps, maps, US textures, buildings, grain elevator, map icon, grain elevator PNG, you'll see the picture that it's going to put. Alright, now if you have a custom thing, then obviously you'll be changing that and doing all those things. But we're not in this video. Now we need to go back to Giants Editor. This is highlighted. Make sure the grain elevator trigger whole group is highlighted. Come back up here, click at the end of the Translate X box, right at the end, Shift, Control, and C all at once. That means as soon as you hit Shift, then you hit Control. You don't let go of Shift. You keep holding it down, keep holding down Control, and then hit C. But do it all quickly, and it has to be at the end. Then you're going to come back, click back on your Notepad++, and then you're going to click at the end of the position one. Left click, hold it down, drag it over, let go. Right click, click paste. And then you paste that number in. And you can see it's slightly different because it's you know how digits do. It's like one little percent or one little tick. Then the rotation, you need to go back. You right click at the end, even at the end of the 0, because we want to get them to Shift, Control, and C as in cat. And go click back on that other spot, and then left click, drag over on that spot, right click, make sure you leave the rest of that in there. Right click and hit paste. Check your numbers, you're good, hit save. Go ahead and hit save. Since I don't need it and I deleted that one, I'm going to delete this. You don't delete it because you need it. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Then we're going to hit save again. So it saves. You need to hit save when you're done putting it in there. Now we need to store items. So we're going to go back to the in-game or my map and go to store items, right click and edit with Notepad++. Mine is already in here because I left them all in here because I'm going to be adding most of these, and anything I don't add I'm going to delete. So I suggest especially for a newbie, to just bring them all over here straight away like they are. So go to the main game and you go through that same path. I'm not going to repeat it. You need to go back in the video if you want to see it because it takes too long to keep repeating how to get there. And then you go through all that path we just did to get to this placeables folder that we got to in the main game, the game that's installed on your computer that you play regularly. And then we're going to click store items. Right click, edit with Notepad++, or you can take the whole store items put in your map. But in this case, we're just going to take and edit with Notepad++, and then you see this is it. So if you want it, you could just take that whole thing to your map, or if you say you come in here and you had a blank store items, then you could just say, well, I just need this one building and come get it, and that's all you get. And just grab it and then right click, copy, go to your placeables and put it in there. It's as simple as that. Mine's already in there and I don't need to change it because I didn't customize it, so it's going to call in the right place. So then you would hit save after you put it in your map. So let's go back to mine. Just go back to yours, and this would be mine. Right click, edit with Notepad++. And if I need it, I could have clicked right here, hit enter, right click, and then paste. But I'm not going to do it because I don't need to. And just click right there and bring that back up. And then hit save when you're done. So bring it in that way. Now we're ready to go test it in game. And I'm leaving it in there because I'm going to be deleting them later. And you could have pasted it separately and it could be the only thing that's in there right now. Because maybe you didn't put nothing else on the map yet. It's up to you. Alright, so I'm going to minimize this. We've already saved this, but I'm going to make sure to save it one more time. And then we're going to go in the game. And you'll see all this in action. I'm going to have to drive a train. I don't have to drive the train per se, but I'm probably going to drive the train and show you. But then I'm also going to take a load of stuff over there. So it's going to load up, and it's going to take a little bit, so be patient. I actually was recording this a minute ago, and the game, the whole computer crashed. I have no idea why. And it crashed, so I had to reload and re-record. So, round 2. It's going to load up. It's going to take some time. We're going to go in. I'm going to buy a tractor. I'm going to buy a trailer. I'm just going to buy a small one this time because the big one was taking too long to get there. And then drive on over there and then to the building and show you the trailer part, trigger part works, that you unload it and load it. And then I'm going to drive the train over, call the train over there, and then show you that works. And then we can drive the train a little bit. But technically, we should call the train from the other side. we technically should do that. Alright, let's go on here. Just jump right in. No tour. Go to the map. There we go. Shouldn't take too long, I hope. Appreciate everybody. Smash the like button. Hope you're enjoying all these episodes. I'm trying to get back to the Giants editor. I've been sick, so it's one haven't posted it much because it takes a little more thought process. And I was working on the train for a little bit. When the internet came on, I was posting regular videos for a minute. So I was taking that time to do the train stuff so I could get it ready, mold the ground, because my ground wasn't ready for all that. I want to make a video for y'all on the train, and I will be doing that, so stay tuned if you want to see how to do the train and get it to work. So we'll see how it works out, but the train works on my map, but I want to do a video on it as soon as possible. But I want to get some of the buildings in first to make sense of when we actually show the train stuff. So hopefully this loads pretty quick. Shouldn't take too long. But the computer did crash, so I don't know. That's the first time it's crashed in a long time. I might have just had too much open, I don't know. But it'll load, don't worry, it's not stuck. It'll go. It's taking a second. There we go. Alright. But it's going to be nice. Hopefully it helps. It should be all set on the train thing. I don't think there's any issues. I hadn't noticed any. It works. Hopefully it's all good. It should be when we show it. Hopefully everything goes accordingly. There we go. There we go. And we'll hop right in. Get on in there. And we'll first go ahead and hit this, and then we'll go buy the stuff, and then get that going as quick as possible. We need to get a tractor. We can get a bigger tractor. I don't even know what we should get. What should we get? A Massey. Let's get a Massey. We'll just lease it. Alright, that's good. Then we need a trailer. I'm just going to get the small one, or one of the second one. And we're good with that. We'll lease that, because this is just a test for us. Alright, so now we're going to get that loaded up real quick. The train's going to be already doing its thing, whatever it wants to do. So we may potentially see it as we're working. Now this ain't gonna be a lot of stuff, but if you need to have the power tool thing to be able to load this up without any stuff. Hit F12. It's gonna take a screenshot, but that's my key. That's what my key is, so it's gonna do that. But that's also the button for this. It's gonna be on fill. Hit OK, and then we're gonna put it on wheat and hit OK. Now we have wheat. We can go dump it in that building, and you can see everything's not finished, obviously. We're just getting going with, you know, I got a field I'm going to show a video on. I got to do, the building that they have next to that one is technically invisible because their building is actually off the map. So I ended up deleting that one. But I was thinking, since my baseball field was there last time, I'd put that there. So we're going to go this way and cut across the train track. Hopefully I don't get hit by the train again, because actually last time when I was going to cut across there, I didn't realize the train was coming. I didn't think about it being running around the track, and I turned up on there and it slammed into me. I was like, oh boy, right here, it happened right here. So I'm just going to go this way, because it threw me and drug me right there. It came right when I was on the track. So I was just using this because the buildings that are floating and stuff, that's not going to be there. That's all temporary stuff. Just floating around, not finished moving it. All this has to be smooth and dealt with. None of this is finished. So But you can see we got the train tracks laid out. All that's got to be smoothed. I hadn't finished all that. The roads won't be there. That's just random stuff I laid around because I was measuring some things with it. This one has to have the bridge because when you have to do it by the XML, so that one will be here in a bit. Hopefully I don't crash. Woo! Train might come and knock us off of here. Better watch out. Alright, I gotta go across here because the bridge is not set up yet. We're using the train tracks to get around. Hopefully the train don't come. It's not gonna be a pretty sight. That'd be terrible if we turn around and there's a train. He did hit me though. That train smacked me. I didn't know what happened. I'm like, what? When I was testing it. Oh man. So here we go. All this has to be molded. None of this is finished. I just got the basics where I could get the track in there. And I gotta finish moving it how I want it, whatever I want to decorate, everything. All that still ain't quite perfectly finished. I gotta paint where the track is and so on. So we're just going to jump on over to the side a little bit. So we're trying to get to that building over there. We want to go across here. I still have to move these little things here. I hadn't moved them yet. They work. I just hadn't moved them yet. Oh no, we didn't flip over. Let's hope I can get up. There we go. Alright. Train probably going to be coming any second. So most likely. So I'm going to run on over here. And if it comes, you'll see those little arms go down on those road pieces. I hadn't finished all that though. But we're going to go over here. These roads won't be here. That's all just laying there. Now these decals will. Alright, you see the trigger? See the icons? They're all there. You roll up. See it pop up the wheat? That's that trigger we just installed. And then you hit that and it loads it right in there. I'm going to let it load all the way up. And then once it does, I'm gonna swoop around right there and then load it back in there, just to show that that one works. And then hopefully by then we'll go try to get the train. So let's whip around all these cones and everything. We'll go right here and put it here. Stop right there. See it says up there in the top left hand corner up here. Says R, hit R, and then you can hit start and it'll fill that up. And you see it works. I just didn't park my trailer very good. Now I gotta go back around and unload it on account of I need it for the train. So I gotta whip back around and unload it again. But I'm just showing you that it works. And if there's any now see how that was a bump? That was a little bit of a bump there. So you gotta situate everything however you need to. So if something has to be moved, then that's how you gotta do it. Alright, so there we go, got that. So that may mean that you need to lower your you see how that's up in the air, that little concrete piece? You need to raise that trigger. When you're in there lifting and moving that trigger around, you need to lower it. Oh, there goes the train. Stop! I was gonna call the train, little brat. Anyway, so there's that. And let's go back to, I'm gonna try to go back over here. I need to let it get off of it. Let me wait till it gets off of here, so that I hope that it don't try to pull a backwards thing. Because if I call it now, it may try to go backwards. And if I let it get out of here, it should come forward to us. Now, I don't know if it's supposed to go backwards, but mine did one time when I called it. It went. Now, it normally goes forwards when I call it, but for whatever reason, it wasn't quite out of there yet, so it went ahead and went backwards. I don't know why. I guess it's like, hey, you're right there. I'm gonna come there. I don't know, but he's going through the little tunnel I put there, and then it's gonna come out, and of course this will disappear. See, and then it's gonna go straight shot right here, come back on. And so I'm going to give it just a second because it's heading that way. That way, hopefully it don't go backwards. I'm hoping it's already went far enough that it should be fine. I'm going to go ahead here and hit this. And it says rent train for $1,000 per hour. We're going to hit R and just hope that the train don't go backwards. I'm going to try to back out where we can see if it goes backwards or not. If it does, we're gonna try to maybe cut it off. If we cut it off, meaning cut it off, get over to it quicker. And then once we show this, I'm just showing you that the train works. So, and if it don't say no, it don't work. It works, but you never know. When you hit record, things happen. Just like the train hit me, and I had no idea it was coming. I was like, wait, what? Went flying with the grain and everything. It caught me, dragging me down the tracks. It was hilarious. If it would have been a video like you were just recording, it would have been hilarious. Of course, I wasn't recording at that point. I was testing things. So now we're waiting. Oh, he's going backwards, a little rascal. I guess I didn't let him get far enough. I wonder if I can cancel him now. All I need to do is get in him, so when he gets here, I'll try to jump in, but he's going to be moving pretty quick, so. He's a-coming. Let's see what we can do. Might not be able to get in there quick enough. You can see this track. Oh, you're coming. There's no bridge. It's literally just a railroad across there. You can see I gotta mold that right there better. Oh, he's flying. I'm gonna try to jump in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get ready to jump. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, so the train's working, as you can see. They're crazy driver, but you know, I don't know who it is driving that thing. It ain't me. I'm running behind it. So they're taking me to that place. So apparently, if they keep going, let me go back to here and see. Does it say? Okay. So they're coming. So I guess we'll wait. Over here. They're gonna go all the way backwards over there. I have no idea why they're going backwards. I don't. If there's another way to fix that, I don't know why it's doing it. But you can see where he's going. If you click on him, he's not letting me enter it right now, but it will do that. Afterward, after I've entered it, it does say something there, or at least it did. Now, if it suddenly changed, I don't know why it changed, because it was. So we'll see. But it's got to go through, you know, the path and everything to get over here, and then we can drive it real quick. But typically, you just wait at the place whenever you call a train. You're just standing there waiting anyway. But he's going to be going backwards. I don't know why. Normally, every time I've ever tried it, it's went forward. It hasn't went backwards until just now. I don't know why. Maybe he wasn't quite far enough to do that re-trigger, you know, reset up. But he'll be coming. And that building, once we put that other building in, it'll be here. So you'll see it. And you can see it's different than the in-game one. It's the same, but it's different. The same building, but different setup. And I changed the tracks. I had a time with this piece, man. Some of this was a pain. See, I still got to mold the ground a little bit better, smooth it. Some of this has still got to be dealt with. Then you got this area, which I don't like, but it is what it is. They got these here, and you see how they built it. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they set these like they did. You know, you can mold all that and get the ground however you need to, but then they got these little bays for the train unloading and stuff. So this is the one the train's gonna come on. This one is obsolete, but it does have a building that's gonna be sitting there over it whenever we put the building in. But that'll probably be next, or so. And I will be showing you how to do the train. The train, where are you? He's gonna be coming, don't worry. Let me make sure he's still coming. He's coming, see? He's almost here. We don't want to run too far because he's gonna stop when he gets over here. And then we can go forward if we want. But here's this, and every one of them's different. I could have made that a little lower. I could have made it over here. You put that. I'll show you whenever I do it, but you can put it however you want. Come on, train. That's rough sitting at a train station waiting on a train. We need to break out in song or something. There it comes. And it will stop. It stops on the dime. It does good. Watch it pass it this time. Because I said that. That's going to be terrible. Maybe I better get over here so it gets the idea. Alright, slow down. There we go. Stop. 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 There you go. Perfect. Alright, see? Stop where it should. And then you gotta come right here to get, no, you have to go right here to get in. This is the side you have to get in. Right there. And then now, if I click back out, well, we're on that. I gotta go up a little. Let me go up a little. So I can get out of that icon. Alright, now we'll be able to see it going across, see? And we're in it now. And if you click it now, it still don't show an enter. But one time I thought I clicked it and it had an enter, but apparently not. Maybe I've got a setting that I gotta change. It could be a setting, but it may not be a thing now. I don't know. Maybe it's an older game that I'm thinking of or whatever. But anyway, we're on the train. So let me get the view situated. There's the train, and you see it works. You can see it looks pretty right, like it's there. If you get lined up however you want to get, you can see it's going around bends. Now see how it jutted in there a little bit? That's just because of the spline. So if you want to fight with it, you can. But you see it's pretty close, and then every now and again, see how it's going to go up that little piece? You can see how it goes. I'm trying to get on there to show you. Most of it's good. See, that's pretty good. And then suddenly, it went over that. See? Whoa, and see the arm thing was down for the traffic? I still got to fix them, though. And you got this, see? You got them going over the bridge. And see the boats under there? So it's working. I just wanted to show y'all that it's working. That's just the camera being weird. I was trying to show you some of the pieces. I'll back out a little bit. And, so you can see better. But you can see how I set it up. And then there's this round bend, or whatever you want to call it. But if you went in close, you would see imperfections. You would see every now and again, you would see the wheel jut over. Like if you was lined up on it. See how it jutted over just a little bit? That's the spline. But most of the time it's good. Now every now and again it wasn't perfect. So if you want to fight and make it perfect, be my guest. I'm not. I think I did the first time, and I had a different issue, and I ended up redoing it. And see the arms are down, see them? So they would have stopped traffic if it was any. And I still got to maneuver all that to where I want it. So you can see all that works. This is the camera. I don't know why it does that. That is something I don't understand. Now you see I got a little turn. See how it turned? It took the turn. And it come this way. It did what it's supposed to do. Now it's going this way to go across this bridge. And you can see if you was down up in there or down lower, how your view would be. You would see all that. It actually lets you go inside like this, and you could get this kind of view. So you would get a view. A little bit of a view the way they do it. But you can see it comes right up the hill. You can go up and down, so don't panic about all that. You can do that. You just got to make sure that spline goes where you want it. And I'm going to show y'all how to do a train as soon as possible. I can't promise any time frame. The bridge right here ain't here because that building has that bridge with it. So when I put that XML for the sawmill in there, it'll be there. And I don't have these bridges, other ones over there set up yet for driving, so that's why I didn't go that way. That's why I drove across the train track. But you can see that one's a long bridge. And then it comes here. And you can see it works. It's nice. Nice to finally get the train going. I had a little time with that spline in the first go round because I didn't have the original one, and they didn't like the other one. But I think I know how you can get that other one to work. But I didn't bother with it because as long as I got one working, I didn't care. So I used the original. But when I tried using a regular spline, it was a pain and it didn't want to work. It did and it didn't. It's kind of weird. You'd have had to seen what I'm talking about. But there's those the bars. I still, like I said, I still gotta move them. They're not exactly where I need to have them. You can see I made a little loop-to-loop just to make fun, so it has fun going around like that. I didn't really care where the track went, honestly. I just wanted it to be here. Stop! I'm trying to stop the train. Stop, stop, stop. It's gonna take a second to stop the train, so I gotta back up. And then we can go build that up and show you that it worked. But here's that little bridge. I guess we should go across it. You know what? I'm gonna keep going and then we'll back up because I want to show you the rest of this. I gotta make a bridge here. That's our little, gonna be our waterfall. I think it'll be great once I get it done. You'll be able to see it from the train, and then this will all be adjusted, obviously. Everything's not molded yet. That was just enough to cut it out. I still got to shape things and, paint and make rocks and whatever, do all the things. But you can see it's got all the little twists and turns. It's on the track. It looks close enough. It's not so bad unless you're just staring at it like that. You're not going to see too many of the issues unless you're just trying to find them. And then there's the tunnel, and watch when you get, ooh, I better not go. Stop! It'll disappear once it hits that, and I'm going to put a little black thing in there to make it look like it's going in the dark into there, because you can't really do it unless you make some specific thing that, it's a whole thing, so I ain't going to go into it, but that's that, and it would have disappeared once it went right to when it touched that wall, it would disappear. And it would have, but I'm going to put like a little black something or another there to make it look like it's going into the darkness instead of into a wall. And unless I find some other kind of tunnel system that's better, but that's just how I'm going to do it. These hadn't been put down, see, all that's got to be adjusted, everything's got to be tweaked a little bit. All that's got to be kind of situated. And I got things floating in different places like that. It's got to be moved. But you can see that's going to be pretty nice. I mean, it ain't perfect, but it's nice. Alright, stop. Stop, stop, stop. Don't keep going. Alright, I'm going to hit N, open this up. I'm going to drive up just a hair. Load her up with that grain. See our little trigger icon right there? We're going to start hitting the brakes because it's hard to stop. And you can see how it lines pretty good up for the most part. And now we're going to hit R to start filling and hit start, and look at there, we are filling up the train. Now I guess I'll go ahead and take it out. You can see over there in the right hand corner it says 8,000 of wheat in the train. It works. Close this puppy up, it works. I could have filled all of them up. I could have put tree limbs on there. I didn't. There's going to be a waterfall right there, you'll see it when I build it. And yeah, we're going to drive onto that so it can disappear, and it'll sell. It'll actually sell. And yeah, that's what I'm going to show you whenever I do the video of the spline, laying it all over the track and everything. I'm not going to show a whole video of me laying spline. I already did that twice, or 3 times actually, probably. Maybe twice, maybe partially 3 times. But I will show enough that you can understand how to do it, because it's the same thing on repeat. So this, once we get over here, it's going to sell, and it's going to go through there and disappear. It's going to disappear right when it goes to hit it. And we're getting kicked out, and then, well, it don't disappear until it goes on the other side, but I'm going to have something dark there. It says yes to sell, it sold it, and it'll disappear on the map screen right when it hits through that. So it's saving, I can't help that. It's taking a second. And the train's already gone. You can't see it now, because as soon as it hits past that, it's gone. When the last piece hits, it disappears. It's going to go all the way down and come over here. So if I would have waited till it passed a certain point, probably it would have came when I hit it here and called it. But I don't know why it backed up. If that's an issue for some other issue, I'll figure out and fix it and let you know. But when I do the train video, or after, if I don't find out until after. But that's going to pretty much do it. Those work. That's how the trigger works. That's how you get it to work. And you are all set, and like I said, you need to lower that down if that's too high, and that was a little high, so would need to lower that down a little so it's not such a bump. unless you want it to be. So, but anyway, we're going to call that an episode here. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time I post a video. Goodbye, everybody.